everybody, I'm Tabitha, and today we are wrapping up June. June has been a weird month. Our political climate is totally heating up around here, and of course, coronavirus hasn't gone away. In fact, you might know that I'm from Arizona, so I've been getting some of you people reaching out to me, commenting or messaging me saying, wait a minute, aren't you from Arizona? Are you from Maricopa County? Yeah, I am. But don't worry, I'm wearing my mask. I'm staying home a lot. I'm social distancing when I'm not at home. I'm wearing the mask all the time. So we're staying as safe as we possibly can, even though our state is kind of blowing up and being sort of a hotspot right now. But let's check in on my goals and see how my goals did in June after all this crazy stuff is going on. So as a reminder, I have a year-long 2020 goals which fit on one cute little infographic, which is something I definitely want to do again in 2021, and that looked like this. At the end of May, they looked more like this. So I made a lot of progress in the first couple months of 2020, but there was still a lot left to do. I'm going to start at the top of this and work my way down, as always, and we'll check on June's progress as we go. The top of this document has a goal, which at the time 2020 started seemed like the most important thing and what I wanted to put all my energy into, and that was publishing Training Tutor. But luckily in May, that's exactly what happened. This book is now available for sale, so really for the rest of 2020, it's just going to be a reminder to me to go, hey, you should probably buy that book. So there's a link in the description in case you haven't snagged your copy of Training Tutor yet where you can go get it. But I'm going to keep this marked as done. Next up, we come to the edits and rewrites box. Going into June, the major rewrite of Fron 4 was already done. So in June, I decided to focus in on my final edits for the Magical YA. Basically, the Magical YA had a huge rewrite overhaul done towards the end of 2019, where I actually added an entirely new point of view. I had that sitting and sort of waiting because I wanted to pick it up and make sure that those three viewpoints all flowed together really well and that it worked. So I was doing that final read through as well as grammatical edits of my own. And I'm proud to say that that edit rewrite stage is done. In fact, the magical rewrite has now gone on to betas. It's probably going to need a grammatical edit, like a professional one at some point, but it's done. And one more thing about the Magical YA that I want to say really quickly, it's good. Like, I impressed myself with a few of the chapters. The characters just work. This third point of view was so needed, and it makes the book seriously amazing. I am super, super proud of it. It means that although I struggled to get this edits and rewrites box even started in 2020, I think for the first 3 months I was like, yep, I did nothing on that box. I'm now done with that box. So yay for a productive June, and I'm marking that complete. Next up is the zero draft box. For 2 months now, you've heard me lament about how most of my writing time has been in the idea journal, hoping to try to figure out what my next work in progress is going to be, because I think it's important to always have something brewing and simmering, always be working on something. Well, guess what? In June, I picked one. This new work in progress, which I'm calling the Ghostly YA, is now fully outlined. The character backstories and description notes that I always like to do are completely done. And basically, I've started the zero draft. Like, all the plans are done and I only started the zero draft. I haven't written much on that zero draft yet. I want to say it's maybe 1,200 words. But the planning is done, and that is huge. I officially have a new work in progress again. It also means that where my goal sheet used to say something new, it could now say Ghostly YA. So I will make sure I make that change. I am so happy to have a new active work in progress. Now to the goals at the bottom of the page. The first one is to post 24 short story scenes or poems directly to my blog at tabithashipleybooks.com. At the time of filming this video, I've posted to the blog 7 times. 0 of those were short story scenes or poems. 0. In fact, only 1 of those was even fiction at all. I posted the first page of the Magical YA for comments and just for you to look at. Technically, I did end up posting the single poem I wrote in May to the blog, and technically I think it went up in June, on June 1st. So that means that I posted 1 poem, kind of. If I count that, it means I've done 12 short stories, scenes, or poems to the blog in the entirety of 2020, which is exactly 50% of the goal. It means I'm on track, but I've officially burned through all of my wiggle room. It really just means I'm going to need to put a little love and attention into that blog in July. I will put the link to the first page of the Magical YA and to the poem in the description because honestly, those are both worth checking out if you haven't had a chance to look at them yet. Next up is the goal to post 52 videos right here to this channel you're watching right now, including the one you are watching. June saw 6 new videos to the channel. The total for 2020 so far is sitting at, I think, 40, which means I'm on track to not only meet, but totally decimate that goal of 52 videos. My favorite video for the month of June was probably the mid-year book freakout tag. It is always fun to talk about books that I've enjoyed, and that one was full of recommendations. I'm going to drop that link in the description. You're going to want to go check that out, and you're going to want to bring your TBR because there are some seriously good books mentioned on that video. Last but certainly never least is my goal to read and review 104 books in 2020. That, of course, is 2 books per week. To help me, I always set an official TBR before the month starts, and this was June's shockingly large TBR. This TBR included 3 advanced reader copies, Daughters of the Marmaros, Side Trip, and You're Next. It included 2 review requests, Fame and Privilege and Immortal Defiance, and of course, it included the 4 Shield challenges. Let's break down those Shield challenges and find out together what's earning the Shields in July. First up is the Shield for Been on My TBR the longest. In June, that Shield went to Before I Let Go by Mariek Nijkamp. This one got 3 stars on my first review of the month because it tried to include mystery thriller elements but really fell into the contemporary genre. If you come at it as contemporary, it's not bad. It would be problematic if you came looking for a mystery thriller. Let's see together what's going to get the Shield for this one in July. So I'm going to open up my Goodreads here where I have everything updated and everything's current. I'm going to go to my Want to Reads. And I'm going to make sure I'm sorting by date added. And make sure I'm going from oldest to newest. And it looks like the Shield is going to Just One of the Boys by Leah and Kate Rupert. Let's see. Hockey is a huge deal around my house. Like, we all play it, we watch it, we love hockey. So I'm not really surprised to see that Just One of the Boys is on my TBR. But honestly, I don't really remember adding it. It looks like it's been on my TBR since 2018. It looks like it's also written by a pair of sisters, so that could be kind of cool. I don't have a copy of this one, so I'm going to be trying to track one down, but I will officially add it to the July TBR. So the Been on my TBR, the longest Shield, is going to Just One of the Boys by Leah Rupert. Next up is the Shield for the book on my TBR with the lowest average reader rating. So for June, this was A Soft Place to Land by Susan Rebecca White. I actually just rated this one 4 stars on my recent second round of reviews because honestly, it's a well-written, emotional, contemporary book about a pair of sisters. It isn't going to have your traditional ending, but I think contemporary family drama type books, if that's your thing, you're going to love this one. So I'm not sure why this one's getting such a low rating. I thought it was great. I really liked it. Gave it 4 stars. So let's see what earns the lowest average rater Shield for July. So I'm already sorted by date added. So instead I'm going to change to average rating. Let it load. Then I'm going to go low to high. So it looks like this Shield is going to, I'm skipping that first one because that's an arc that I have. It doesn't seem fair to do that for an arc. So the book is The ODDLING Prince by Nancy Springer. It looks like this one has an average rating of 3.26 stars, which might mean it's kind of niche, good for just the right reader, maybe. I honestly do not remember adding this one to my TBR, and I don't remember much about it. I think that's why I like the Shield Challenge so much, because books like that I don't remember adding and I don't remember who told me and I don't know much about it, they fall through the cracks when you have a TBR as large as mine, and you end up forgetting about them, and sometimes you miss some really good gems. So I'm glad that this one came back up. I'm excited to go get it. I do not have a copy of this one, so I'll have to be tracking it down, but I'm officially adding this one to my TBR. So the Shield for lowest average reader rating in July is going to The ODDLING Prince by Nancy Springer. Next up, the Shield for the highest average reader rating. In June, that one was The Darkling by K.L. Hageman, which was actually the sequel to the book The Awakening. I gave this one 3 stars on my second round of reviews, which just came out recently. It was good. It fell to a little more of a niche audience than the original book, but I think if you dig magic systems, you're going to like that book as well. Let's see what gets the highest average Shield in July. So I'm already on Goodreads. I'm already sorting by average rating. I'm just going to flip it and go high to low instead of low to high. Yay! It looks like that Shield is going to Slow Wanes the Night by Catherine Labate. As you probably already know, I love this book. It's one of my favorite covers. I mean, I love the way this book looks. I liked the first one in this series, which was Long Grows the Dark. And I just won Slow Wanes the Night in Catherine Labate's giveaway on Instagram. So I already own this one. I am ecstatic to get to read it so quickly after it showed up in the mail. I'm just really excited. I think I rated Long Grows the Dark 4 stars. So I'm excited to dig into Slow Wanes the Night. So I'm adding that one to my official TBR with the highest average reader rating Shield. The last Shield I give away on this channel is the book that was recommended based on a recent 5-star read. So way back in May, I read A Little Insurrection Now and Then by Tom Levine, which I gave 5 stars to. Based on my 5-star rating of that book, Shackled by Tom Levine was recommended. That review hasn't gone up yet because I have yet to finish another 5 books, but I did finish it. I don't want to give you spoilers or anything like that, but I'll tell you that the book is really good. I did enjoy it. I do recommend it. That review will be coming. For July, I have to base it on my most recent 5-star read for June. The problem is I've read exactly 1 5-star rated book in June, and I finished it literally this morning, which means the review hasn't gone up yet. I didn't have a chance to put out a call and ask you for recommendations based on my 5-star review of 1984 because I haven't even done the review, so I couldn't even tell you what I loved about 1984. So here's what I did. I took all the recommended titles from 2020 at all, so anything you've recommended in 2020 that I have not yet read, I put in a cup. And I'm just going to pull one out. So basically, this is all your other recommendations that you think I'm going to love based on any 5-star reads in 2020, and I'm just going to pull one out. We're going to see what we get. All right? All right. Let's do this. Oh, yay! The Hate You Give, Angie Thomas. This is awesome. I think, if I remember correctly, this was recommended over on Instagram, although to be honest, people are always telling me I should read this one. You guys rave about this one. You tell me the characters are great, and it's an important concept, and it's one of those, like, huge, important life messages everybody should be reading books, which you know are totally my thing. So I'm excited. And actually, you know, I think my husband owns a copy of this one, so if I can talk him into letting me borrow it, we already even own this one. So I'm officially adding The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas to my July TBR with the Shield for recommended based on a recent 5-star read. So backing up to June, this was the official June TBR, and with those 4 Shield challenges complete, my June actually read looks more like this. The total books that I've read for June, and I'm calling it as of right now, is 15 technically, although if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a different number reported there, and that's because Fame and Privilege and I Even Funnier, I was actually able to finish technically in May and get them in before May 31st, so they made it onto the Instagram May complete, but they show here as being June. But we're counting it 15 books, 4,610 pages, which averages out to be about 307 pages per book, which is not bad. If I take those 4 Shield challenges you just watched me add and throw them onto my official July TBR, my July TBR looks like this. This includes 1 arc, and that's It Will Just Be Us, that blue one there. It includes 2 review requests, that's This Time and Saving Haskell's Horror, kind of in the middle there. So 7 books is what's going on the official July TBR. 7 books does not seem like a lot to me. I normally read between 10 and I think my best month was what, 16 or 17. So I normally read right around there, averaging I think like 15 books a month. I am not going to add more of them to this official TBR. This is what I want to get to. But if you watched my mid-year book freakout, you heard that I have 50-something books sitting on my bookshelf that I've purchased and haven't read. So I'm kind of hoping to knock more of those off if I go beyond this 7. So anyway, that's the goal. That's the official TBR. Wish me luck. All right, let's do the fast recap of June here. You ready? Training Tutor is officially published and available for purchase right now. I've officially finished my final edits to the Magical YA, and that one is off with beta, which means my edits and rewrites boxes is done. I've outlined and started a 0 draft of the brand new Ghostly YA work in progress, which means I actually know what that something new is. We're 50% of the way through a year and exactly 50% of the way through my blog post goal, so I'm still on track for that. Meanwhile, I'm over 75% of the way through my YouTube and reading goals, so I'm basically continuing to just crush those. That is it for me and my June 2020 progress. As you can see, June was a bit more productive than May, enough so that I'm calling June a success. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you see the pictures of my cute little bullet journal with the reading and writing word count progress in a cool format. Drop a comment to let me know you're still here. Hit subscribe and tap that little bell so you know when I'm back. Keep plotting the path to your own dreams, and I will see you next time. Bye!